Hey nerds, Bevan here. Welcome back to my channel. You know, I committed to 2 videos a month in my goals video a couple weeks ago. It wasn't even a couple weeks ago, but this is my 3rd video of January already, and it's only the 13th, so I mean, you guys are just getting tons of content, and I figured while I have ideas and time, I might as well put out as much content as possible. Anyway, as the title suggests of this video, we are here to talk about the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. Now, I love the world of Pokemon. I love the games, I love the cards, I love the characters. I've been playing it for 25 years, I guess. And yeah, so I was watching some stuff today on YouTube while I was doing some work, and I figured I might as well do a video too regarding the 25th anniversary and what I would like to see out of it. So I guess on February, this is my notebook, this is where I keep my notes for my videos. February 27th, Pokemon Day, they're going to be doing a big announcement, Game Freak and Nintendo, of how they're going to celebrate this anniversary. And they've already announced Pokemon Snap 2 is supposed to be coming out this year, so that's pretty cool. And there's kind of like 4 main ideas circulating the internet about like what the other big announcement could be on Pokemon Day. And just real quick, and then I'll talk about each of them and like what I would want. So a 9th generation. The next generation from Sword and Shield, Generation 4 remakes of Diamond and Pearl, and another Let's Go game for the 2nd generation from Johto, and another idea that was out there is similar to the Super Mario 3D All-Stars, doing Pokemon All-Stars, where you would get generations 1, 2, and 3 all on one cartridge. So like I said, those are kind of like the 4 main theories that are out there right now for what the announcement could be, and I just wanted to go through each one and talk about how much I would want them. I don't really know about the validity of any of these rumors or the likelihood of any of them. I'm only going to talk about what I would want to see most. So the one I would be least inclined to happen would be the All-Stars. I don't really care about the remastering of those first few generations. They're easily playable, especially Gen 1 at least, on the 3DS. They're like $10 there for red and blue, so I don't really need that. I don't have any attachment to generations 2 or 3, so I really don't need a remastering All-Stars kind of compilation. So then it leaves us with like Generation 9, Generation 4 remakes, or Generation 2 Let's Go games. So I just got my Switch for Christmas about a month ago. So I have not played Sword and Shield, which is Generation 8, nor have I played Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, or Eevee. I want to. I will hopefully play them this year. Actually, I will for sure play at least one of those this year, hopefully in the near future. But when it comes down to, do I need the sequels to these games? I mean, probably not, I guess. But they're not really sequels, right? Like, Pokemon Silver is not a direct sequel to Pokemon Blue. That's not really how Pokemon works. So I don't need to play Let's Go Pikachu in order to play Let's Go Totodile. Now I know the Let's Go games, having not played them, I have watched some playthroughs. They are a bit more kid-friendly than the Sword and Shield was, and I could be wrong, but that's my impression of the games. So I think Let's Go might be a bit more fun than like a Generation 9 or a Generation 4 remake, strictly in that regard. But just because I haven't played the Let's Go games, I can't speak a whole lot on them. Whereas Sword and Shield is a much more traditional Pokemon game, and I've played tons of those, nowhere near all of them, but I've played most of the generations. So like I know what to expect out of a 9th generation. It'll have some kind of big gimmick, where it's Mega Evolutions, Z moves, VMAX, like whatever the case is. I know there's going to be some kind of big gimmick in that game to go along with like a nice 50-hour story kind of thing. Whereas I believe Let's Go, much shorter, much more kid-friendly, much more user-friendly, easier to get through, easier to accomplish things. So that might be more my jam, just because I don't have tons of time to play video games, and I would like to, have this sense of accomplishment of completing it. Which kind of gets me to the Generation 4 remakes. Other than Sword and Shield, which I have not been able to play up until very recently, Generation 4 is the only generation I have not touched. I grew up on Red and Blue. I played Silver. I played the remakes of Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby? I might have those mixed up. But I played the Generation 3 remakes. I played, what did I play? I played Black for the DS. X and Y is my favorite generation. And I played Sun and Moon. So for me personally, the Generation 4 Sinnoh remakes kind of gets my vote just because I've never experienced that world. Of course, I'll never have experienced the Generation 9 world either, but I feel like my Pokemon life is missing that aspect of it. Generation 9 comes out, I'll of course be playing it, but I have spent the last, 10 or 15 years not playing Generation 4. I'm not sure when it came out. So now that I've rambled on about everything for a few minutes, I think I've narrowed it down to what I would desire the least, to what I would desire the most out of these 4 options. And of course, maybe none of these could happen. Friggin' maybe all of them could happen, I have no idea. The one I would want the least is the remastered All-Stars compilation, and then Generation 9, I think, would be the next one, just because I haven't even played Generation 8, but I've played all the generations before that, except for 4, obviously. So like, I know what to expect out of a Generation 9. Nothing is really gonna surprise me, except for like the new gimmick and maybe some new Pokemon. Other than that, like, I know what I'm getting. And then it's really close between Let's Go Johto and the Sinnoh remakes. And I think in my number 2 spot, I'm gonna put the Let's Go, just because I haven't played Let's Go, so I don't really know what to expect. But with Johto, I'm somewhat familiar with that world. Like, I know some of the Pokemon. I know a lot of people love Generation 2, but I have experienced it, not for a long time, but I have experienced Generation 2, whereas I have never experienced Generation 4, which is why, for me personally, I'm not saying it's the most likely thing to happen, I'm not saying it's what should happen, I'm saying it's what I would want to happen, is to have the 3D remakes of Generation 4. Generation 4, of course, Diamond and Pearl, so I am thinking they could rename them the Diamond of Destiny and the Pearl of Perfection. I just like alliteration, and they always kind of like add something onto it. That's not their pattern at all. We went from red to fire red, silver to soul silver, ruby to alpha ruby, omega ruby. So Diamond of Destiny doesn't fit the pattern, but I thought it was kind of cool. So those are my thoughts on it. Out of those 4 options, what do you guys think is the most likely, or what do you want the most? Those are 2 different questions, so feel free to answer either of them, or if you think the answer is none of those options, then comment below what you would want to see out of this. Obviously we're getting Pokemon Snap 2, maybe a new Pokemon Stadium game. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know how it would work, but it'd be kind of fun. Maybe a sequel to Pokken from the Wii U. I love that game. That game is freaking sweet, but they made some weird choices for the Pokemon. But I think that game was a lot of fun, and a sequel I would like. I also want a kart racer from Pokemon. Call it Pokartmon, and it'd be like just like Mario Kart, except for instead of like throwing shells and stuff at each other, Pokemon would like do attacks. So like Pikachu would like shoot a thunderbolt at somebody, and well, I guess like Wartortle could throw shells at somebody. But I think that'd be a hell of a lot of fun, and I would like to change my answer from the remakes to Pokartmon. Anyway guys, hit me up in the comments below. What do you think the big announcement is going to be on February 27th? And go ahead and follow me on Instagram at BevanBoychuk. And until next time, folks, I'll see you next time, folks.